You're watching the Ship on Day One Field Guide. I'm Hans. Let's get ship done. You're probably watching this video because you're interested in scaling out your hosting and infrastructure. Maybe you already know where your software is going to be hosted and what that infrastructure should look like. However, maybe that's not effectively scaled across the projects that you currently own or across your team or wider organization. As software developers, you and I know that's important to drive towards consensus on things like infrastructure and hosting to make sure that everyone can run the software easily locally and has an agreed upon way on where it lives once it's in production. During this video, we're going to look at a three-step process to more effectively scale your hosting. Step 1. Make sure that everyone can set up a local environment. This is especially important because without a local environment, it's hard as a software developer to write new code and new features. Optimally, the local environment should be set up within just a couple of steps, and these should be well documented within the project's README. For example, these steps might be check out this bit of code, run a build script, and then run the built artifacts. And then you should have a local environment working on your computer. Step 2. As a team, agree upon what the environment structure should be and make sure that this is well documented. That documentation should include at least the following: an enumeration of the environments and an enumeration of what endpoints each environment talks to. For example, you might have a dev and a QA environment, and both of these might talk to QA APIs or QA services. But the production version of your environment might talk to production services and production endpoints. In either case, make sure that this is well documented and agreed upon within your team. Finally, step 3. As a general principle, make sure that environments should not be protected internally. That means that any developer on your team or across the company should be able to effectively interact with your QA and your staging environments, as well as production. This is important for the same reason that it's important to have a local environment that's easy to set up, because it allows friction-free testing once a developer adds a feature to your software. Take it as a goal. Maybe by the end of this sprint, have a local environment that's easy to set up with just a couple of commands, and have a documented and agreed upon set of environments. Once your team has done this, you'll find that your hosting and infrastructure has been effectively scaled for one of the projects that you own. In future videos, we'll talk about measuring and optimizing your hosting and infrastructure. You can find those videos and so many more resources to help you ship more software at shipondayone.com. I'll see you there. Thank you.